everyone, this is Marika and I welcome you all to this new session of Nursing Management with me. In our previous sessions, we have been discussing very interesting topic which is categorizing the nursing professionals, and we have discussed about the categories that are given to different nursing professionals in hospital as well as in education department. We've also discussed about the job description and also the roles and responsibilities that are carried out by different categories of nursing professional. In this session today, we are going to discuss another important category given to a nursing professional, which is the principal of nursing colleges. We are going to see in detail what is the education qualification that is required for the principal of nursing and the various roles and responsibilities that are carried out by the principal of nursing. Let us begin with the education qualification. So, of course, to become a nurse itself, we have to first complete the pre-university course, which is the schooling. Even to become the principal, it is obvious that pre-university courses, which includes the general education, must be completed by the candidate. Once the candidate completes the pre-university course, the candidate can go for a professional course such as BSc Nursing and Master's degree. To become a principal of the nursing college, the candidate must hold a master's degree or a PhD degree in nursing. Another important thing that is required for each and every nurse is the registration. So, of course, to become the principal as well, registration under the State Council and the Indian Nursing Council is one of the most important characteristics. Therefore, the principal of nursing educational institution must be registered under the state government as well as under the Indian Nursing Council. So, to become a principal, experience is also required. For a person to become the principal of nursing college, minimum of 5 years of experience in the teaching field is required. So, these are the general education qualification, registration, and the experience that is required for the candidate to become the principal of nursing. Moving on, let us see what are the roles and responsibilities that are carried out by the principal of the nursing college. So, when we say the term principal itself, we can understand that the principal is the head of the institution, heads the administration of the entire nursing institution, as well as takes care of the educational activities that are carried out in a nursing college. The principal of any nursing college will be responsible for the implementation as well as revision of the curriculum within a nursing institution. Not just the revision of the curriculum, but the principal will also be responsible for various nursing researches and the educational activities that are carried out in the nursing colleges. So now let us see the different functions that are carried out by the principal in the administrative level. The very first thing under the administrative function is the planning. The principal of any nursing college must plan a proper curriculum, how the learning needs of the students are going to be met, what are the various activities that are to be carried out by the students, and also what are the total number of staffs that are required in order to meet the educational need of the institution must be planned by the principal. Another important function of the principal is developing the objectives and philosophy of educational program. Another important function that is to be carried out by the principal is to investigate, evaluate, and also secure the resources that are required to run a nursing institution. The next important function that is carried out is formulation of action plan, and finally the principal must also select and organize the learning experiences for the students. The very first responsibility of the principal is to determine the number of positions within the organization and also to see that the number of staffs that are required to run the organization smoothly. So as a principal, the principal must know what are the different positions that are to be created within the organization, the number of people that are required to fill those positions and also to carry out the roles and responsibilities. The principal must also make sure that he or she is aware about the roles and responsibilities that are carried out by each of the faculty members within the organization. The next important function of the principal is to analyze the job that is to be carried out in order to meet the need of the educational program. The next important function of the principal is to prepare the job description and to also delineate the responsibilities as well as give a line of authority to the people working in the organization. So we are already aware that in a nursing college, we have the principal, we have vice principal, we have the HODs who is the head of the department, and we have various faculty members. It is a responsibility of the principal to make sure that the line of authority is maintained within the organization. There is organizational chart in order to make sure that the staffs are aware about the channel of communication, the line of authority, as well as the responsibilities that they must carry out. Another very important role of the principal is delegating authority, which means the principal must be aware about the authority to be given to each member working in the organization, and it is the responsibility of the principal to establish that line of authority within the organization. Another important function of the principal is to maintain the workload among the people working within the organization. So every different staff will be working for different department, and there can be different workload that can be given to the faculties, but it is the responsibility of the principal to make sure that the workload within the organization is divided equally among all the staffs working within the organization. Another important function of the principal is to make sure that the organization as a whole is functioning smoothly. For example, by conducting staff meetings at a regular interval, the principal himself is aware about the problems that are faced by the faculties and the students within the institution, or the changes that are to be brought within the institution. So for the functioning of the organization smoothly, regular meetings must be conducted by the principal. Another very important function that is carried out by the principal is staff welfare and development. So for the staff welfare and for the development of the staff, there are various roles and responsibilities that are carried out by the principal. Let us see what are those. The very first function under staff development that is carried out by the principal is recommending the appointments and promotions of the staffs within the organization. It is based on the experience of the staff and also according to the scope of work that the particular staff may carry out. So it is the responsibility of the principal to make sure that the staffs within the organization are getting promoted, as well as the appointment of the new staff is the responsibility of the principal. The next important function that is to be carried out by the principal is directing all the work or all the activities that are carried out by his subordinates. So as a principal, the principal must be aware about the responsibilities that are given to each and every employees within the organization and how effectively those employees are carrying out their responsibilities. Another important responsibility that is to be carried out by the principal is guiding the staffs in their job activities. So there can be various different activities that are carried out by different staffs within the organization. So it is the responsibility of the principal to provide guidance to the staffs within the organization. The next important function of the principal is to provide orientation to the staff members. Orientation, we know, is one of the most important phase for any new employees, and therefore it is the responsibility of the principal to make sure that the new employees are oriented to the entire organization, to the different staffs within the organization, as well as to the rules and regulations of the organization. The next responsibility that we are going to discuss is one of the most important responsibility, one of the most important characteristic that is required in a principal, which is maintaining a proper attitude towards the staffs and the students in the institution. So as we know that the principal is the head of the entire education and the administrative department, therefore the principals must have an acceptable and correct attitude towards the staff as well as the students of the organization. Another important function of the principal is to provide opportunities for the staff for various different functions and also to encourage their contribution towards the programs and functions of the institution. And finally, for the staff development, the principal should also encourage and promote the staff's contribution towards nursing research. We know how important is research in nursing. Therefore, it is the responsibility of the principal to encourage the people, encourage the staffs within the institution to contribute towards nursing researchers. The next function that is carried out by the principal is the role of the supervisor. The first function that he carries out as a supervisor is to ensure continuous follow-up and revision of educational programs. Another important function that a principal must carry out is maintenance of proper recording system within the organization. We know how important recording and reporting is. Therefore, the principal of the institution must maintain a proper system of recording and reporting the data. The third important function to be carried out is maintaining the recognition of the educational institution, which means the principal must maintain the accreditation of the educational institute to different accrediting bodies such as State Council as well as the National Council. And the final function as a supervisor that the principal carries out is to prepare a review report to see if there are any kind of deficiencies and any kind of changes that are to be brought in the educational program carried out within the organization. The final function that is carried out by the principal is the guidance function. As the principal is the head of the institution, the principal must provide guidance to the staff as well as to the students of the organization. The students may require guidance during the time of recruitment as well as during the time of selection. Principal must also provide the guidance to the staff members whenever it is required in terms of educational programs as well as general guidance for the staffs and the students. So these are the various roles and responsibilities of a principal in a nursing college. I hope you've understood today's topic. And to conclude, today we have discussed a category of nursing professional wherein we have seen the principle of nursing, and we discussed about the education qualification, the experience and the roles and responsibilities of the principal of nursing colleges. I hope the class was helpful and I'll see you all in the next session. Thank you and have a great day ahead.